Good morning, my lovelies. Dear old Uncle Heavy Arms here, and welcome to Theatrical Thursday. Today, I've got a little bit of a treat for you. Instead of showing you a performance or giving you tips and tricks on how to do warm-ups or how to land that big role, we are down at the Tin Shop Theater, a nice little local theater that's been around for quite a few years. You can even see this year's schedule. It's looking pretty nice, but we don't care about schedules. We don't have to worry about that because that's not what we're here to do today. Today I'm going to work with a special guest who is going to help me give you a little behind the scenes on what really goes down for a theater. While Foster and the Band-Aid and others have given you tips and tricks for doing acting and how to make those big roles and how to do good warm-ups, how to maintain stress. No. I've always been, even though I am a stage performer myself, I've always been a behind-the-scenes guy. I do a lot of tech and, backstage work. I help with makeup, costuming, lights, sound, stage design, stage build, painting, deconstruction. I'm that guy that hides in the wings that nobody ever sees, because that's what I do best, because it's all about a community getting together to make an awesome show. So we have arrived at the theater. We are prepping to go inside, but I don't see Trevor anywhere. That is my special guest today. The Band-Aid will be helping me out because he is the current in-house tech at this theater. I don't know if he's here already. I haven't seen a vehicle or anything. I don't think that's his over there. So what say we just go ahead, take a knock at the door and see if anybody's inside.
Oh, good. Come on in, man.
I guess he's already here. Good morning, Band-Aid.
Good morning. How you doing, Heavy?
Old and decrepit.
Well, aren't we all?
No, we're not.
Everybody seems to think I'm older anyway. So.
That's because you have a beard and I shave.
Right.
Some of us like to maintain professionalism, sir.
Right.
After all, you're more of a stage performer. You have to keep it all clean shaven. I'm the behind-the-scenes guy. I am shaking.
Well, that's good. Alright, come on.
Alright. Well, I will see you all here in a few seconds, and I'll catch you then. Okay, and we're back. I had to climb up here into the tech booth. Alright, Trevor, so what are we going to start with today? I'm sorry, Band-Aid.
Alright.
Well, you all probably know his name by now, because Foster has a habit of slipping up and using our names.
In sketches. And then randomly puts our character names on there, too.
He's weird. I don't get him. Anyway.
So today we're going to start with, lights.
My specialty.
That's right. So Stanley is actually one of the ones that taught me how to set lights, how to program lights, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll kind of let him take over, and I'll step in when it comes to the new LEDs.
This is your day. Since you've been trained, I want to make sure you actually know what you're doing.
All right.
So, y'all get to see him. I get to hide.
All right.
See you on a bit. Turn this upside down, all around. Flip the camera. Cinematic. Terrible cinematics. And away we go. Wow.
I know. Isn't this the most interesting part?
Hey, we can see the board now.
No,
I mean, that was fine. I just had to, because you're showing the other board over there, but we aren't looking at it right now.
Right. So, first things first, we go down and we set lights. Right now they're already set, so I don't really want to mess with them.
Seeing as we have a show coming up very soon.
Tomorrow's going to be opening for the second weekend.
Of
We the People.
Ho ho!
The musical.
Title drop. So if y'all live in the local area and you know where we are, make sure you got your tickets.
We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right. So, like I said, first things first, we set up the lights. Second thing, we have to program the different subs. Now, the subs are pretty much sets of different lights. So you start with simple ones. Let's see if I can get these going. And we've been having some troubles with the board lately, so actually trying to find lights that are still programmed is difficult. Like,
oh no.
1 does nothing, 2 does nothing, 3 does nothing, 4 does nothing.
It glitched out
nothing,
again.
6 does nothing, 7 does 1.
What happened now?
Well, it's basically lights have died, and I had to reset some of the lights to be...
But are we set for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Also, spoiler, I am not in the musical tomorrow. In fact, I will be somewhere else doing a little thing.
Alright, so these are all of our working lights. So with all these, we have to do an entire show. So we did.
Now, I will specify this board is actually very, very old. I've been in this theater since roughly 2004. This board was here well before I was.
Yes.
And yet, this old girl, I mean, she has her problems, but she still works.
That's right. So, we have all of our lights available. Those are all the ones that we have. So the first thing we do is we set up an actual full stage lighting package. And we set that to our first sub. So all that entails is bringing all these up. And then we go ahead and record it. Right over here is a nice little button that makes everything beautiful. It says record. Press it, and we're going to come down here to our subs board. Tops are all our wide view, as well as these being our wide view. If we just want subs, it's our bottom package. So, press 1, and done. Bring all these down.
Acts like I've never run a camera before. He's like, he's talking, board. He's talking, board. He's talking, board.
Right. So we're going to switch it from our wide view over here to subs. And now, when we use this slider, beautiful.
Also, love the set design.
It is very patriotic, though I have to say the stripe kind of looked like a snake at first to me.
Well,
Very big
have you looked at our government? We're so gonna get sued.
That's one of our sections there. Now we're going to switch back to wide view, and I installed new LED lights for the theater.
This is actually something he must have done after I left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still around, just I let him run most of the show. That's why I trained him, and I just kind of let him handle things. Holy crap, that glows in the dark.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing.
No, literally, that glows in the dark.
Wait for it. Let's bring these down. Bring those down. And bring those up.
Blue
UV.
moon.
So, we actually have the ability to use different colors with just the flick of a switch. And I'm so happy about that. So, you got your red packages.
Bum.
Got your green packages.
I like that green and
Got
blue.
your blue packages. And ultraviolet. Right? Now, mixing colors, you can get yourself some nice purple. Though it's a little off.
So is
We'll get
most of
some
this theater.
aquamarine. And then we'll get some... we'll go with... yellow. You can mix and match. Now I've set them up to different sections of the stage, so we've got stage right being our left, we've got the middle, center stage, and we have stage left, our right.
Always remember, stage directions are backwards for us techies.
Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of the basic lighting package that we have. Now most theaters have much bigger boards. Like we only have up to 48. Some places will have hundreds.
Yep.
And
I would know this. I've worked over at the Mendel Center.
so we're hoping at some point to actually get something like that. But right now this is what we have to work with. So being a
We can
techie,
hope.
we make it work.
That is the true sign of a techie. You work with the tools handed to you, unless you have a big budget.
Yep. So
Which
that's
this is
what-
us. We work as a YouTube channel. Big budget, my foot.
Right.
Have you seen our videos? Sorry, Foster. It's not personal. We know we're a low budget group.
It's a little personal. Just a little bit.
We still love you, buddy.
Well, they love you.
Don't you dare bring that up. That is my thing.
All right. So that's our basic sound or lighting package.
Our basic sound package. Wow, those are. You can hear sounds. You can hear lights now.
I can.
Does that
Do you
mean
not
you
hear
see-
that humming behind you?
Well, that. You know what? I can't
Dimmer
argue
pack.
that.
Dimmer pack, man.
You have no idea the fresh troubles we go through. I almost swear. I forgot YouTube doesn't allow swear. Ooh, hello.
Off.
He is all up on me.
I am not. He's faking it.
He can't help it. I have really big knees and he's really short and the package is behind me.
I'm very short.
Let me explain. I'm holding this at eye level and if I were to stand up straight.
Excuse me.
He cannot help it.
No.
He's not short though. He's fun size.
That's right.
He's fun size. Kinda like a donut.
All right.
Now for lighting, we've covered. I will adjust this as one of the form. Uh-oh.
I say, don't you done break it now.
Now we have our soundboard.
All right. Those weren't in here.
I didn't see anything. Those aren't even mine.
All right. So next is our soundboard. Now our
Are
soundboard.
you
is
doing
also-
naughty things when I'm not around?
Of course.
You bad
right.
llama.
So, our soundboard is also very basic. We've got.
Kinda like the techies who run it.
That's right. Basic bees. That's right. So,
We have our soundboard, and as I know from a fact, we have the players. It looks like a spaceship control panel. It's not.
yes, it
They're
does.
just players. We also have to have that up there. And if I try to back up without falling off of here, that's the entirety of that up there. And then we come back down here.
All right. So, right now we really only have 4 different things that are functioning. We have CD tray 1 and 2, which he's shown you,
1 and 2.
which we can run separately. So that's actually a very good
Never
thing.
try to run them together, though. That sounds weird.
Oh, God, yeah.
You can do it. It's just weird.
Yeah. And we have our booth mic, which we use to make announcements,
And or yell at the cast during Tech Week.
which is also very fun.
Hello. Today we see the very sensual Uncle Heavy. We all have that uncle.
So, we've got our booth mic, and we have our AV cable. Now, AV, as many of you know, is what you use to play through headphone jacks. So, I'm going to give a little tiny demonstration.
If you all see the camera shaking, sorry, I thought I heard the door trying to open. That's why I'm slightly leaning with the camera to look down. Too tall for this crap.
Right. So I'm going to play some original music of mine. And then I'm going
Is
to
it
give a
like
light
your
show.
actual music?
Yeah, this is my actual
Oh,
music.
snap.
So there's no copyright that we have to worry about for YouTube.
Ha-ha!
Not that we've ever worried about copyright.
I mean, well,
before.
with our Warrior Wednesday video that we recorded yesterday, there might be a small issue. I have no control over the music. For those of you who haven't already seen it, I attempted to do Zumba. Oh, my poor legs. You get to see this from our perspective, by the way. The audience gets to enjoy it from those seats, but this is what we see on a normal show. doesn't even sound like you. That's impressive. That sounded like you. If y'all hear me mumbling, I'm trying to be polite. I'm also a techie. The lights are out. I'm doing what I normally do. What seems so simple to you in the audience, you realize he has to flip all that rapidly.
And that's how we start a nice show.
Pretty much. And as I said, you all get to enjoy it from a nice, beautiful view. We get this tiny window to make it through and watch all of it happening. To us, it's not that hard anymore. We've done it for a long time.
Now, I do want to make a small note. You don't usually want to flip through lights.
That's a good way to blow the breakers.
as
It can
this.
blow out the lights. And lights are expensive, man.
Indeed. So that's why I only use the LEDs that don't use much power.
Say, par cans are expensive to replace. LEDs are probably more expensive these days, but they also are newer here, so they have a better chance of survival. But we'll refrain from doing that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So what is next on our docket for behind the scenes?
Well, next we're going to actually go down and we're going to check out the set. And we're going to show kind of the background construction of it. How the sets are actually held up. How flats actually work. And then we're going to show you our shed.
Very good. Let's take a trip. And we are back, and good lord, I forgot as a techie what it's like to walk outdoors.
So, here we are at the back of the tin shop. This is our shed where we keep all of our flats, all the spare wood that we use for set construction. And the city has recently helped us greatly by giving us another section where we can keep just flats. So, it's...
How well's that going for you?
So far, we haven't had any flats that we could take down and bring out here. But once we actually can, hopefully we'll be able to fit them, because flats are, what, 8 feet?
8 to 10 on
8
average.
to 10 feet tall. So,
Although this is a lovely scenery to be next to.
oh yeah, it's very nice with McCoy Creek.
And the
right
flowers.
Oh yeah.
For a split second, I was like, do we have a grave back here that I'm not aware of?
Yeah.
Except if you look up, you can see the flowers in the tree.
Yeah. So,
They just fall in such a nice pattern.
but yes. So here we've got the back of the tin shop. We're gonna go ahead and go backstage real quick.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now, like we said, this show is We the People. So we've already got some props. We've got some costumes, all that kind of fun stuff. And we'll go ahead and get some lights turned on. once we can actually find him.
Sad thing is, I can see you.
Oh yeah. Where did they put it? There we go. Blue light.
The downfall to Backstage. It gets very dark back here.
Indeed.
And I don't think we have lights back here anymore, really.
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
So we'll open that back up and take a look this way.
Let him slip past because I'm a tall some beach.
It's true, he is.
I'll even stay off to the side so he can do what he do without me running into everything. We have a very narrow backstage, but we make it work. Again, techies, we work with what we have.
That's right.
Listen to that fan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Up there we have our other dimmer packs. And those are also for lighting. So,
I'm sorry, but why
Here
are
we've
the
got-
microphones being used as racks?
because the microphones won't be plugged into anything. So, as you can see
Yeah, I don't
backstage, you got props, you got costumes, and you have cheat sheets. These are kind of things that help us see for the people who are helping set up the stages.
It makes it a little easier for the backstage crew,
Yeah.
people like him and I when we're not in the booth, to try and, make sure everything's set up. I'm not going to zoom in so y'all can read these because
Yeah.
we're not going to ruin the show.
Usually we have a stage manager who does stuff like this. Unfortunately for this show, we couldn't.
I found a button.
So, but yes, as you can see, the back of the flats are very basic constructs. Simply, basically plywood, very thin plywood, with just support all the way around.
Quite literally.
And then we have beams that are running from the flats to the wall to keep them safe and secure.
And also high enough that people like me don't walk into them.
That's right. And then very nicely painted black floors. Some people have carpet and stuff like that. We don't believe in carpet. Black floors.
And you do not know the pain of being a painter and having to do this.
That's right.
You literally have to wait till almost the day of the show, wait till everybody leaves as one of the techs, and come out here and do this. And see all these tape markers? These are usually spot markers for people and or lighting.
Usually done with glow-in-the-dark tape.
Very helpful to us in the tech booth because we can actually see that, and we have to paint all this in a night and have it dry. So usually it's a long night for guys like us.
More spare wood, making sure that we always have a nice reserve of assorted shapes and sizes.
No fun crawling under there.
No fun at all.
One of our
And-
spare lights that's probably
Spare
dead as a doornail at this point.
Well, I've had to change some wiring in those, but that's all right. So, that's pretty much the basic backstage of any theater is going to be your set for all the stuff that you don't want to see, because a lot of that's very boring.
However, the other fun part is we do actually have a backstage for the actors for changing and makeup and all that, which is ironically in this theater
Upstairs.
directly above the stage.
While we were backstage, you probably saw a nice spiral staircase.
That's how they get up there.
That's how we hit our heads.
But then there's those tech guys who have to go up there, and since our booth, ironically from where we're standing, is right over there, we're going to take a little walk. Do we want to use the backstage stairs or the actual stairs?
I've got to turn off the lights. So you take the front stairs.
He will meet us up there after he goes up the magical, as I open this curtain to show, spiraling staircase of doom. See you
Haunted.
shortly.
Haunted.
See you soon, buddy.
Yeah.
Not even gonna have to run because while he's doing that, I actually walk faster than he does by my, leg length. And away we go, up through the trap door that we can close at any time. We rarely have to. It's only during certain situations, like too many audience members trying to get nosy. You'll all be seeing everything going on around me shortly. But first, we're gonna come in here through the magical curtain to the makeup area, dressing room. From here, we're going to have a little bit of fun.
Yes, we are.
See y'all here in a second.
Alright, we're back, and this time Heavy is going to take over for costuming and makeup.
Only because I did train him on how to do the tech side, but the crew side for this kind of thing is a little harder to train in. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to makeup and costumes, but I've dabbled my way around. This is our beautiful little makeup station. Those are cop sirens. We have our dressing rooms for the men and the women at the other end. We won't be entering those. Invasion of privacy. No, no, no. We also have this nice little rack o' wigs that we rarely have to use. Most people have the hair we want for the show, and or have something they can bring from home. It works nicely for us. But for our makeup supplies, I mean, we usually keep a lot of stuff here we need, like the basics of foundation, eyeshadow, mascara, hairspray, hair gel, on the rare occasion even nail polish. It's mostly just the basic stuff we don't have to keep if we need something special for a character, and it's usually for the females. Guys don't need a lot of makeup in most cases. We have them bring something from home, or we actually bring in a makeup artist. I have one personally on standby at all times. She is an amazing makeup artist who has her own supply kit. Most makeup artists these days do. But, I mean, this is nothing fantastic. It's just, this is where we do the magic that turns people from being pasty ghosts like me into stage ready. Because those lights, as you saw, can literally blind you. It will also flush the color out of your face. So foundation is key. You're going to make a comment there, just going to hide behind the camera being mute.
I'm definitely going to hide behind the camera. Now, as you will see, though, the bulbs that we're using over here are a very dim kind of amber color. So this actually kind of helps us when coming up with, like, regular stage lighting.
Because that's kind of how it would appear to you on stage.
Yeah. Like, we'll have Uncle Heavy kind of sit down in one of the chairs and show you the difference between his complexion with this.
Yeah, sure, I'll use my throne. You can tell I changed shade very quickly. Oh snap, he's going to be on camera no matter what.
That's right.
Inception.
So as you can see, there's kind of like a yellowish tint right now to him, as compared to...
Heavy needs to shave.
Well, that too. As compared to what you saw outside, which is more burnt and
I was
pasty.
out in the sun doing real work.
Yeah, sunlight.
It happens, you know.
That's right. So
when you live in the areas where it gets really, really hot and muggy, sunburn happens. Fun fact: try to wear a lot of sunblock. I'm wearing 4 layers, and it didn't help me.
That's right.
But I'm also part Irish. Can't help it.
Indeed.
So now we get to go into one of the areas most people are fearful of. This is where we keep all our costumes and props and everything that we keep at the theater. Fair warning, it's a little cluttered. So if our camera guy is good, he can try to keep up without tripping. He should be. We did this. Also, apparently we have a rack of necklaces now. This is new to me. We never had
Necklaces and jewelry.
Well, that's the fun thing. Most of these used to actually stay in the jewelry box.
Mm-hmm.
Through
And
the,
hats.
And through the... Yes. One of our directors, I swear, just keeps bringing hats from his house, man. Our buddy Chuck, I swear, wears those hats every day, so I think they're all his.
Probably. In fact, he even keeps some of his on the floor every now and then.
Away we go!
All right.
Welcome to the clutter that is what we make of it. I'll give him a chance to get across it before I walk all the way through here.
Bathroom. Uncle Heavy.
So automatically to my right, you can see we have dozens upon dozens of chairs and stools, lights that literally don't really get used. Some of them actually work. This one actually still has a bulb in it.
Indeed.
Most of these are just for decoration, of course, like for older model homes in a show. We have these nice fancy ones. And then for more modern homes, you know, desk lamp. Most YouTubers have one of these. I think he has one.
I do.
And then we have some of the obscure stuff, like we have suitcases, a rack of golf clubs. I don't even remember the last time we used those in a show.
Chuck.
And then for our dear buddy Band-Aid, his favorite baby crib full of liquor bottles.
Full of.
I will promise you, none of us drank, to my knowledge, any of these.
Nope.
These are very old and collected. I mean, for heaven's sakes, we've got moonshine bottles in here.
Mm-hmm.
And while me and Band-Aid have probably been drinkers before, I don't think I've been one to partake in moonshine. It's a little potent.
I have definitely partaken in
Partaken?
I have. Well, that depends on how much we're talking about. Because I have partaken and I have partaken. It was delicious.
You sadden me, boy.
It was.
We also
it was
have our
apple pie.
interesting little rack that was built years ago for cups. Ironically, 90% of those never get used. We end up having people bring them from home, which makes me laugh a little because we have this beautiful array of different styles of cups from across the world, and they never come out.
That's right.
And then we have this nice little paint collection up here. We have to hide it all upstairs. We have the lockers of heaven only knows what's in them anymore. Used to be tools and some costuming, but now I don't know what's in them. I'm not going to go pry them open either because we have those giant buckets of paint next to them.
That's right.
We have, well, the irony, we have our water heater back here hidden away. A stairwell that used to go in front of our stage. We don't really need it anymore. Most people figured out how to climb. We have some old set stuff from up here, a fireplace, an old lantern post. I don't even remember what the lantern post is from, dude.
Narnia?
Probably. I believe this is from doing the Little Prince.
Yep, that is the crashed airplane.
A crudely designed crashed airplane, but you know what? It worked.
Yeah, with water bottles for the propeller up there.
Again, we're techies. We make it work.
That's right.
We have an entire medical supply thing just for stage. That's not our actual medical supplies. We keep those hidden.
Indeed.
If we can magic our way towards the back here without me tripping over the heater, you can see why getting costuming is such a challenge. Because some of this stuff is hidden down this narrow alleyway by some of our old flats and set construction pieces that we can't take down to the shed. Mostly because there's no room anymore. The shed is very, very full. Anywho, backing up because I am stuck. We can try to magic our way down one of the aisles of costuming here. Now see, the trick...
Probably would have been a good idea to turn on the lights up here.
No, I think the lighting's fine up here. You can see we don't even need that much lighting. It's literally just a simple little energy efficient bulb. Like 2 of them on this end and 2 at the other end. But for costuming, typically what we have to do is, based on the show, we try to base it on a rough guess of the person's build. Though sometimes if we came right down to it, we could get measurements if you want to get more professional with it. I personally don't mind doing that because it's not weird for me. I've been doing performing arts for over 20 years. It's not awkward. For them, maybe. Me, I don't care. But good Lord, the collection of outfits we have here, some of which hardly haven't seen the light of day in ages. I mean, heck, I think there's a military coat in here somewhere I wore for like 1 show and it never got used again. And if I were to dig hard enough, there is a legit suit built as a monkey somewhere in this collection. It's from a show back in 2004. The dude was like my build, height and all, so it was ironic because nobody else in this bloody theater can wear something that size. And then we have the fun because we literally have a collection of belts, suspenders, and ties and things we don't ever need, but we don't get rid of them. But that's always helpful for those people who don't own these things. We have a random collection of props and toys and multiple natures hidden away back here. We have what was once a true curtain, got shredded into sin. What I thought was a lampshade for a minute.
That was from Kitchen Witches, where I played a woman.
And
That was
ironic
not
place
mine,
for it to be because we have reached the shoe collection. Every one of these tubs is shoes.
Shoes. Oh my God, shoes.
Well, in fairness, back in the days of Shakespeare, most actors and actresses were played by women, so shoes.
Men.
No, that is not even being sexist at all. That's just generic. Especially in this theater, there are more female actors than there are male. So it's not like we're that way. We just like to have a lot of shoes on hand. You never know. But I mean, there are some really nice designed costumes still up here. I hope some of these make the light of day someday. Oh Lord, I've reached all the faux fur. It's all plastic. Get out of my way!
Man.
The poor Band-Aid ain't gonna make it through here.
I ain't that big. I'm pretty
say
big.
I didn't say you were. I just don't want you to get stuck. But we have to keep as techies, when they're not here, we have to go through all these things, find things that are viable for the show to help out a director if they don't have it themselves. We would give you a director's point of view on this, but none of them were available today. And me and the Band-Aid, ironically, have never directed here. Now, if Foster weren't tied up with getting ready, he is actually a former director from this theater. He would have been helpful for this. But we're not going to bother him. He has things to do. He's busy.
That's right.
But this has literally been our home. Him and I have made this our home away from home. We are here probably more than we're at home anymore. Y'all have some of the weirdest stuff up here still.
That is an actual kitchen witch.
Tell me about it. But for behind the scenes, I mean, ignore the cane. For behind the scenes, I mean, it's not glamorous. It's not, you know, the big thing you're looking for when you're looking for people to work in a theater. You don't know what we really do when you come to see a show, because you will never see us unless we are on stage. And he and I can both verify, as techs who run lights, we've had to do both. Be a backstage hand and be on stage. It gets hectic, but with the proper amount of training and time, you get used to it.
That's right. The key thing is, don't get stressed.
Pretty much. So for us, it's magic that we do this every year. And we don't mean like one show a year. I mean, we do this frequently. In fact, with that show coming up this weekend, there's a chance he might have to run tech for it. He might not. We don't know yet. He will probably let me know, because I will be borrowing him for a few other videos. As you've all been informed, yes, I am running everything for a while until Foster gets moved, settled, and in place. I have gone back to sorting through costumes. I'm looking for something in my size.
All right.
Maybe something in his size.
All right.
This might fit you.
That might.
It's very pretty.
Oh, yes. I think that's just my color.
All right, so I guess the only thing we haven't shown him is the back. Well, I kind of showed him the back stairwell, which, when you walk towards the bathroom, you could kind of see it. Yes, we do have a bathroom up here for the actors. This wasn't here when we actually started. They had to install this because it's weird for actors to be trying to sneak around behind the audience to go use a restroom.
Indeed.
But the coolest thing I think about this theater is we literally have to have a trap door over this stairwell for, ironically, it's to keep patrons out. Because on the rare occasion, some people decide to get nosy as to where does this staircase go. And it ruins the illusion of the show.
Yes, it does.
But the only thing I didn't get to show you guys for our techs is you'll notice there's a blue curtain here. That's because behind this curtain is more tech supplies that we use for the booth, for building, and everything else. It's dark, I know, but it is so much fun to get in here to find things.
So haunted.
The only thing haunting this theater is us.
Well,
Because
yeah.
we're here more than they are. But try to remember, guys, while the actors might be the stars of the show on stage, we put in a lot more man hours than most of them probably do. There's a rare occasion where we don't even have to do all that much. I've had shows like that where literally the lighting cues were like 2 of them I had to program. And the rest of the time I was able to just nap. It doesn't take much effort to do this. But as you can see, we literally put everything we have into every video we try to do, every show we try to do. And we always do our best to make the actors look as great as we can, because we understand we're not the stars. We're just here to try to make them look good. And if they look good, that means we've done a good job. If they don't, we are failing.
That is correct.
But I'm pretty sure that covers most of the idea of what goes on behind the scenes in an actual theater. So, any closing remarks there, Band-Aid?
Well, like I said, if you are doing tech stuff behind the scenes, lighting, sound, set design, anything like that, just don't be stressed. Let creativity flow, just like you would for anything that you're doing.
Not too much.
But remember this: the director has the final say. Always listen to your director.
I can't argue that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might question the director, but again, they are in charge.
Indeed.
For the most part, they're the one writing your paycheck.
That's right.
Remember that.
So, we'll do a quick sign-off then. I think we've covered just about everything.
Just about. We have to keep some trade secrets.
That's right.
So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you so much to the Tin Shop and the Buchanan Fine Arts Council. I will reveal that much because I had to talk to the president of the board to make sure it was okay that I filmed here. They may have a rehearsal later, so I couldn't interfere with that. So this is very early in the morning for us. But if you like what you see, hit that like button, subscribe, share the video with your friends, leave comments if you want to know more about what goes on behind the scenes or you want to get more in-depth on certain areas. I have other connections to people who are, no offense to either of us, but far better trained in doing higher ranked tech than this. I have people who do better set design, more makeup, more costuming. These are people I've worked with over the years. And remember, stay safe out there.